Some women can leave the house wearing the simplest clothes, carrying an ordinary bag, with barely any makeup on their face, and somehow they still look completely put together. Nothing seems rushed. Nothing looks accidental. Their hair sits naturally. Their clothes fall properly. Their posture feels calm. And even after a busy morning, they carry themselves as though they had twice as much time as everyone else. In Japan, that polished appearance often begins long before makeup, perfume, or clothing enters the picture. It begins with a few quiet decisions made during the first part of the morning, and one of those decisions seems almost unrelated to appearance at all, yet it may be the reason everything else looks effortless. 1. They remove morning chaos before morning begins. A polished morning rarely begins in the morning. That sounds strange until you notice how many rushed mornings are actually created the night before. The shirt you want to wear is still in the laundry. Your bag contains receipts, cables, old tissues, and things you do not need. Your shoes are somewhere under a chair. Your keys are missing. You wake up already behind schedule, and then every tiny decision starts competing for your attention. What should I wear? Where is my charger? Do these trousers work with this top? Where did I leave my wallet? Should I wash my hair? Do I have enough time? By the time you finally stand in front of the mirror, your appearance may not be the biggest problem. Your nervous system has already spent the morning running from one unfinished decision to another. This is where a very simple Japanese-inspired principle becomes useful. Reduce tomorrow's friction before tomorrow arrives. A woman who appears composed at 8 o'clock in the morning may have created that calm at 9:30 the previous night. Her clothes may already be selected. Her bag may already contain exactly what she needs. Her shoes may already be placed near the entrance. The kitchen may already be reset. The things she needs in the morning may already have a location. None of this is glamorous. That is precisely why it works. Polished living is often built from actions nobody sees. Think about clothing. Many people believe looking stylish requires more options. More tops, more colors, more accessories, more combinations. But more choice can create more hesitation. You open the wardrobe and everything demands a decision. A better approach is to make the wardrobe easier to understand. Know the combinations that already work. Know which trousers fit correctly. Know which colors make you feel comfortable. Know which shoes work with several outfits. Know which jacket you can put on without wondering whether it clashes with everything underneath. This does not mean wearing the same outfit every day. It means removing unnecessary uncertainty. The difference becomes visible in your body. When you are not mentally negotiating with your wardrobe for 20 minutes, your movements become slower. Your shoulders relax. You stop pulling at your clothes because you are unsure about them. You stop changing outfits 3 times. You leave the house without carrying the feeling that something is wrong. That feeling matters, because people often interpret polish as a collection of external details. Perfect hair, perfect skin, perfect clothes. But what they are frequently noticing is coherence. Everything seems to belong together. The clothing suits the person. The bag does not look overloaded. The shoes make sense. The hair looks intentional even if it is simple. The person is not constantly adjusting herself. That sense of coherence is easier to create when fewer decisions are being made under pressure. So tonight, try something simple. Do not redesign your entire life. Choose tomorrow's clothing. Check the weather. Place the shoes beside it. Remove unnecessary things from your bag. Make sure the items you always search for in the morning have somewhere obvious to live. Then notice what happens tomorrow. You may discover something surprising. You do not necessarily need more time in the morning. You need fewer unresolved problems waiting for you. And this leads directly to the second ritual. Because once the external decisions are reduced, Japanese-inspired morning routines often turn towards something even simpler: the pace at which the day begins. 2. They do not let the first 5 minutes become a race. There is a particular kind of messiness that no hairbrush can fix. You can see it in the person who is dressed beautifully, but moving as though every second is chasing them. The phone is in one hand, coffee is in the other. They are looking for something while answering a message. They are already thinking about 3 problems that have not happened yet. Nothing about them is technically unprepared, but everything feels rushed. The first few minutes after waking can shape this feeling more than we realize. Many people begin the day by immediately borrowing the speed of the outside world. The alarm rings. The phone enters the hand. Messages appear. News appears. Notifications appear. Someone needs something. Someone has already responded to something. Someone else seems to be doing more than you. Before your feet even touch the floor, your attention belongs to everyone except you. Then you try to become calm while simultaneously becoming ready. That is difficult. A more deliberate morning begins differently, not necessarily with meditation, not with an elaborate spiritual ritual, not with a 30-minute wellness routine. Sometimes the difference is simply refusing to rush the first ordinary actions. Get out of bed, open the curtain, wash your face, drink some water, straighten the bedding, stand upright. Let your body understand that the day has started before your phone tells your mind what the day requires. This creates something valuable: transition. Japanese aesthetics often give importance to transitions. The entrance between outdoors and indoors, the space between objects, the pause between movements. A beginning does not have to be abrupt. Your morning can have an entrance too. When you wake and immediately consume information, there is no transition. You go from sleep directly into obligation. But when you give yourself even a few quiet minutes, you create a psychological doorway between rest and activity. This may seem unrelated to looking polished. It is not. Rushing changes how you perform basic grooming. You wash your face faster. You brush your hair aggressively. You grab whatever clothing is closest. You forget earrings. You apply too much of something because you are not paying attention. You spill. You crease clothes. You leave without checking whether your collar is sitting properly. You arrive somewhere still fixing yourself. A calm beginning improves all of these tiny actions without requiring any additional beauty knowledge. It gives your hands time to finish what they start. There is also something else. When people are rushed, their face often shows it. The jaw tightens, the forehead becomes tense, the eyes look distracted. Breathing becomes shallow. The body leans forward. Even beautiful clothes cannot fully hide that tension. But when the morning begins at a controlled pace, your appearance changes because your physical behavior changes. You move with more intention. You become less reactive. You notice details. You remember what you are doing. Try this tomorrow. For the first few minutes, do not ask, "What do I have to do today?" Ask, "What am I doing right now?" If you are washing your face, wash your face. If you are brushing your hair, brush your hair. If you are getting dressed, get dressed. Do not mentally attend a meeting while buttoning your shirt. Do not argue with someone in your imagination while putting on your shoes. Finish one action before mentally entering the next one. This is not about moving slowly all morning. It is about moving without unnecessary panic. There is a difference. You can be efficient without being frantic. In fact, the calmer person often becomes faster because they make fewer mistakes. They do not lose things. They do not change decisions repeatedly. They do not return to their rooms because they forgot something. They do not create problems that then need to be corrected. And once your morning pace becomes calmer, something else becomes easier. You begin to notice the small details that determine whether simple clothing looks intentional or careless. That brings us to the third ritual. 3, they pay attention to condition, not price. A cheap white shirt can look polished. An expensive white shirt can look messy. The difference is often not the brand. It is the condition. Wrinkles, loose threads, a stretched neckline, lint, scuffed shoes. A button begins to come loose. A handbag is filled until it loses its shape. A coat covered in small hairs. These details are inexpensive to fix, but visually, they make an enormous difference. One reason understated Japanese fashion often looks refined is the attention given to condition. The clothing does not always need to be dramatic. It needs to look cared for. This changes the entire question from, "What should I buy?" to, "What do I already own that needs better care?" That question can save money and improve your appearance at the same time. Start with your most frequently worn pieces: the black trousers, the white shirt, the neutral cardigan, the everyday jacket, the pair of shoes you reach for constantly. These pieces matter more than the special outfit you wear twice a year. Why? Because polish is built through repetition. People see your ordinary clothes much more often than your special clothes, so the condition of your daily wardrobe creates your overall impression. Take shoes as an example. Shoes live near the ground. They naturally collect dust. Because we rarely look downward at ourselves, we often forget how visible they are to everyone else. A simple pair of clean shoes can make an outfit feel finished. The exact same pair covered in dirt can make the entire outfit feel neglected. Nothing has changed except maintenance. The same is true of clothing fit. People often buy something because they like the design, then tolerate poor fit because they paid for it. But if you constantly pull down the hem, adjust the shoulder, fix the waistband, or worry about the neckline, the clothing is controlling your behavior. You never settle into the outfit. You remain aware of yourself all day. Clothing that fits properly creates quietness. You forget about it. That is one of the hidden qualities behind effortless style. The person looks comfortable because the clothing is not demanding attention. There is another practical detail: fabric behavior. Some fabrics wrinkle immediately. Some hold their shape. Some attract lint. Some become stretched after a few hours. Some require constant maintenance. Learning how your clothes behave is more useful than blindly following trends. If you know you have an important morning, wearing the shirt that always needs 20 minutes of ironing may be unnecessary when another option looks clean and structured with almost no effort. This is not laziness. It is intelligent preparation. The goal is not maximum beauty. The goal is a reliable presentation. A polished wardrobe often contains dependable pieces, clothes that work repeatedly, colors that combine easily, cuts that sit properly, materials you understand. This creates consistency, and consistency is what makes someone appear effortlessly put together. Then consider the smaller details. Check your collar, check your cuffs, remove lint, straighten the seam, clean the glasses you wear every day, wipe your shoes. Make sure the bag you are carrying does not contain so much that it looks distorted. These actions require almost no money, but they communicate care. There is a beautiful principle hidden here. Looking polished is not necessarily about making yourself more noticeable. It is about removing the small distractions that make everything feel unfinished. The thread hanging from the sleeve, the crushed bag, the wrinkled fabric, the crooked collar. When those distractions disappear, the person becomes more visible than the problems, and this leads naturally to grooming, because the same principle applies there too. The goal is not to add more, it is to make what is already there look intentional. 4. They build one reliable grooming routine instead of chasing perfection. Some mornings go wrong because we expect too much from them. We want perfect hair, perfect skin, perfect makeup, perfect eyebrows, perfect clothes, and we want all of it before breakfast. The result is often frustration. One thing goes wrong and suddenly the whole morning feels wrong. Hair refuses to cooperate. A blemish appears. The eyeliner looks uneven. The humidity destroys the style you spent 20 minutes creating. Then you start repairing. More products, more heat, more makeup, more effort. Eventually, the face and hair may look more complicated, but not necessarily more polished. A better routine has a fallback, something you know works even on an imperfect morning. This is where simplicity becomes powerful. You need a grooming routine that does not depend on everything going perfectly. For hair, that may mean having 2 or 3 reliable options: Perhaps your hair works naturally down on good days. On difficult days, you know exactly how to tie it cleanly. On rush days, you have another simple style that takes 3 minutes. You are not inventing a new solution every morning. You already know the answer. The same can apply to skincare and makeup. A polished face does not automatically mean a heavily made-up face. Often it means the skin looks cared for, the brows are tidy, the lips are not dry, and the overall appearance feels balanced. Instead of using 15 products because a creator recommended them, identify the few steps that noticeably improve how you feel. Clean, moisturize, protect the skin appropriately, then add whatever minimal makeup suits you. The important thing is reliability. Can you repeat this routine on Monday? Can you repeat it when you sleep badly? Can you do it when you have 20 minutes? Can you do it when you are 7? If the answer is no, the routine may be too complicated for everyday life. Polished people often appear consistent because they rely on systems that work under ordinary conditions. They are not creating a masterpiece every morning. They are maintaining a baseline. That baseline matters. Consider eyebrows. They do not need to be perfectly sculpted every day, but keeping them generally neat prevents them from becoming another emergency task. Consider nails. They do not need elaborate polish. Clean, trimmed nails can look more refined than damaged, expensive polish. Consider lips. A simple moisturizer can sometimes improve the face more than another layer of cosmetic product. Consider hair. Healthy-looking, controlled hair often creates more impact than a complicated style. Again, condition before decoration. There is also a psychological benefit to having a dependable routine. You stop inspecting yourself for defects. That is important, because excessive mirror checking rarely makes you look more confident. You correct one thing, then notice another, then another. Eventually, you leave the house feeling as though everyone can see the flaws you spent 20 minutes examining from 20 centimeters away. They cannot. Most people experience your appearance as a whole. They see your face, posture, clothing, expression, movement, and energy together. They are not conducting a forensic analysis of your pores. A reliable routine protects you from that spiral. Do the steps you know work. Look once from a normal distance. Check the overall balance. Then stop. There is great confidence in finishing, not endlessly improving. Finishing. Your hair is done. Your face is done. Your clothing is done. Now your attention can move outward. That transition may be more important than any product, because the most polished person in the room is often not the person thinking about their appearance the most. They are the person who finished getting ready and then forgot about themselves. And that quality becomes even stronger when posture and movement enter the picture. 5. They understand that posture is part of the outfit. You can wear the same outfit in 2 completely different ways. Stand with your shoulders collapsed, eyes down, bag hanging awkwardly, and movements rushed. Then stand upright, relax your shoulders, lift your gaze, carry the same bag properly, and move without constant adjustment. The clothing has not changed, but the impression has. Posture is one of the least expensive and most powerful parts of presentation, yet most people do not include it when they think about getting ready. They prepare the hair, they prepare the face, they prepare the clothing, then they walk out of the house carrying yesterday's tension in their body. The result can make even a beautiful outfit feel less polished. This is why a small physical reset before leaving can matter. Stand naturally. Do not force your chest outward. Simply allow your shoulders to drop away from your ears. Lengthen your spine. Relax your hands. Unclench your jaw. Breathe normally, then walk. The purpose is not to perform elegance. It is to remove unnecessary tension. There is a difference. Forced posture looks stiff. Relaxed alignment looks composed. Now pay attention to movement. Rushed movements create visual noise. You throw the bag over your shoulder. You pull your sleeve. You push your hair back repeatedly. You keep checking your phone. You look through your bag while walking. You sit down and immediately adjust everything. Each action is tiny, but together they communicate restlessness. Polished movement is simpler. You pick something up once. You place it down once. You sit without fighting your clothes. You walk without constantly correcting yourself. This is one reason preparation matters so much. If your clothing fits properly, you touch it less. If your bag is organized, you search less. If your hair is secure, you fix it less. If your shoes are comfortable, you walk naturally. External preparation produces internal ease. There is also an overlooked part of polished appearance: facial expression. Not smiling constantly, not pretending to be cheerful, simply allowing your face to return to neutral instead of holding tension. Many people unconsciously carry concentration in their forehead and irritation in their jaw. You may not feel angry at all, but your face is still holding the morning's speed. Before leaving home, relax. Take one full breath. Release the jaw. Drop the shoulders. I look forward to it. This takes 10 seconds. But it can change the way your entire appearance feels. Then notice how you handle objects. There is a reason elegance is often associated with deliberate movement. A person who slams drawers, drops keys, crushes papers into a bag, and searches frantically creates disorder around themselves. A person who places objects intentionally creates the opposite impression. This is not about pretending to be sophisticated. It is about awareness. When your movements become more deliberate, your environment becomes less chaotic. Your clothes wrinkle less. Your belongings stay in better condition. You lose fewer things. You feel less scattered. And once again, the external result comes from a habit that is not really about beauty. This is an important pattern. Looking polished is often the visible result of invisible organization. The clothing is only the final layer. Underneath it is preparation, attention, maintenance, calm. And there is one last morning ritual that brings all of these together. It may be the most important because without it, even the best routine can become another source of pressure. 6. They leave the house ready. Not perfect perfection is a dangerous standard for mornings. Because mornings are alive. Your hair may behave differently, the weather may change, you may sleep badly, your skin may look different, you may wake later than planned, someone may call, something may spill. A perfect morning requires reality to cooperate. A prepared morning does not. That distinction changes everything. The polished woman is not necessarily the woman whose morning went perfectly. She may have dealt with the same problems as everyone else. She simply knows when enough is enough. Her hair does not need one more adjustment. The shirt does not need to be reconsidered. The face does not need to be examined again. The bag does not need another unnecessary item. At some point, she stops preparing and begins living. This is where many people lose time. They are technically ready, but they keep checking. One more look at the mirror, one more change of shoes, one more attempt at the hair, one more product, one more photo to see how the outfit looks. 5 minutes become 15. Then they leave late, and the calm appearance they were trying to create disappears because now they are running. There is wisdom in defining ready. Ready means clean, appropriate, comfortable, prepared, presentable. It does not mean flawless. Once those conditions are met, leave. This mindset creates a different relationship with appearance. You stop using your morning to prove that you are attractive enough. You use your morning to prepare yourself for the day. That is a healthier and more sustainable purpose. Your clothing becomes support. Your grooming becomes care. Your organization becomes freedom. Your appearance becomes the result rather than the obsession. And this is where effortless polish actually becomes possible. Because effortlessness does not mean no effort was made. It means the effort was placed intelligently, earlier, more consistently, in smaller amounts. You cared for your clothes instead of repairing them at the last second. You organized your bag instead of searching through it. You chose your outfit before pressure arrived. You created a dependable grooming routine. You allowed your body to settle. You stopped before preparation turned into perfectionism. None of these habits are dramatic. That is what makes them powerful. They survive ordinary life. You can do them when work is busy. You can do them when you have children. You can do them without expensive products. You can do them without a large wardrobe. You can do them without looking like anyone except yourself. And perhaps that is the most useful lesson to borrow from an understated Japanese style. Polish does not require becoming more decorative. Sometimes it requires becoming more deliberate. Consider two women leaving home. The first has a larger wardrobe, more beauty products, and more expensive accessories. But she woke up without a plan. She changed clothing repeatedly. Her bag is overloaded. Her shoes need cleaning. She spent too long correcting her makeup, and now she is late. She leaves the house feeling dissatisfied. The second woman owns less. But last night she chose what she would wear. Her clothes are clean and cared for. Her bag contains what she needs. She woke with enough space to get ready without racing. Her grooming routine is simple. Her posture is relaxed. She checked herself once and left. Which one appears more polished? Usually the second. Not because she possesses better things, because there is less conflict between her and the things she possesses. That is the difference. Your morning should not feel like a negotiation with your wardrobe, your face, your hair, your belongings, and the clock. All of those things should support you. When they do, your attention becomes available for something more important, the actual day. That is why polished people often look as though they are not trying. They are trying. They simply finished trying before everyone else saw them. The work happened when the shirt was washed properly, when the bag was cleared, when the shoes were maintained, when the outfit was chosen, when unnecessary decisions were removed, when the morning was given enough breathing room. By the time they step outside, the work has become invisible. All that remains is the result: calm, clean, intentional, and completely their own. Looking polished every morning is not about waking up beautiful, owning expensive clothes, or spending an hour in front of the mirror. It is about removing chaos before chaos reaches you. Prepare a little earlier. Slow down the first minutes. Care for what you already own. Build grooming habits you can actually repeat. Carry your body with less tension. And most importantly, know when you are ready, and stop chasing perfection. Try just one of these rituals tomorrow morning. You may notice that when your routine becomes simpler, your appearance becomes stronger. Because the person who never looks messy is rarely fixing herself all day. She created enough order in the morning that she no longer has to.